It began in the shadow of smoke and fire. September 11th, 2001. The world watched in horror as two towers crumbled in New York, the Pentagon burned in Washington, and America's sense of invincibility shattered. Within weeks, the world's most powerful military machine turned its gaze toward a rugged, landlocked nation halfway across the planet, Afghanistan. The mission, they said, was clear: destroy al-Qaeda, dismantle the Taliban, and build a future where terrorism could no longer take root. But behind the speeches, the flag-draped ceremonies, and the vast convoys of soldiers and supplies, another story was unfolding. A story measured not in victories or defeats on the battlefield, but in the slow bleeding of treasure, equipment, and influence. This is the story of who really won the war, and who paid the price in cash, assets, and opportunity. In the early days, it seemed straightforward. America deployed a fraction of its immense force, leaned on special operations and precision airstrikes, and within weeks the Taliban regime collapsed. Kabul fell, enemy leaders scattered, and the headlines declared a swift victory. But in war, quick wins often hide long losses. What followed was not the end of conflict, but the start of the most expensive nation-building experiment in U.S. history. From 2001 to 2021, the United States would pour an estimated $2.2 to $2.3 trillion into Afghanistan. That's trillion with a T. To put it in perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of countries like Brazil or Italy. It's enough money to give every single American man, woman, and child a check for about $6,800. Enough to build and maintain a brand new, state-of-the-art hospital in every major U.S. city for decades. Enough to rebuild America's crumbling roads, bridges, and schools several times over. But instead, it was spent on a war that ended with the same group in power as when it began. This spending was not just salaries and bullets. It was the building of vast military bases in the Afghan desert, complete with gyms, cafeterias, and satellite communications. It was fleets of aircraft, Black Hawks, Chinooks, and even fighter jets, stationed in a country with little infrastructure to maintain them. It was convoys of armored vehicles rumbling down dusty roads, each worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, often destroyed by roadside bombs, or simply abandoned when too damaged to repair. It was billions spent training and equipping the Afghan National Army, a force that was supposed to hold the line after America left, but instead melted away in a matter of days in August 2021. And then there's what was left behind. When the U.S. withdrew, much of its equipment didn't come home. Instead, it was left in Afghan military bases, airfields, and warehouses. And quickly